I don't know if I
This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
This is only a test.
DJs and MC. This DJ, he gets down.
Listen to this jockey's introduction to
Two DJs and a mic with your host, DJ Mike.
Is that a timetable?
And DJ JP.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
Give me the mic.
Okay, what's up, man?
What's up? You know, I've been fiending for this week, brother. We missed a week, man. We missed a week. I was ready to get back in here and get on it, man. You know how it is. A week off. We had so much to talk about. So much happened in the past week, y'all. And we'll just go ahead and get to it right quick. Mary had something come up. We don't know if she's going to be able to make it or not. If she gets in, jumps on the show, we'll bring you in. But sorry, you got to listen to me and Mike tonight. So we're just going to jump about stuff. If you want to throw a comment in, ask a question, shoot it in. We ready to go.
Yeah, let us know, whatever that
What's up, Jeff Christensen? He's already in the house.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just going to be kind of going around the world, talking about whatever we feel that may be important or not. But again, guys, this is two DJs and a mic. I'm DJ Mike. That is DJ JP. And the place to be, y'all got to forgive him. He's with Cole today. He's a little bit under the weather, but he's going to push through because he's a traveling man.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
Yes. In more ways than people know, too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also a Masonic brother, which is definitely a traveling man. But
yes.
A lot of people don't know that, but that's one of, you know me, man. I think I got my hand in all kind of stuff.
Or you traveling. Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
So, guys, again, like Jeff said, if you have any questions, please shoot. We're just going to be talking about some things that we know that's relevant in and outside the industry. One of my questions to you, Jeff, is what do you think is one of the reasons that we lose clients?
Wow. I would say, and a lot of people don't want to believe this, but I think number one is customer service. Your quick response to a lead. People might think it not matter. I got 24 hours, whatever. I think response time is, I hear it all the time from brides. Man, your quick response. we've gotten events where people have called other numbers, DJs didn't even answer. We picked up the phone, we booked the event. So I think number one is customer response. We'll go down the list, but that's my number one. What would be your number one?
Number one for me is also quick response, because I get that same. I book more events by responding quickly. I book more events by that because, like you said, for whatever reason, and I don't know why, do some of us feel like we're the only people on the planet that these people are calling, or well, I don't know. And maybe you don't need the business. Maybe you good. I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't. If there is somebody out there like that, let me know so I can get in your camp and sit back and don't have to go get no business, because we all got to go get the business. And ain't nobody bringing it and dumping it in our lap. I mean, you have good setups with good people that send you leads, but you still got to work them. And I would think number two, like I say, customer service, and then number two with me would be presentation. Someone just went to a networking group, and they said bad grammar can be an instant turnoff.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, And sometimes I'm guilty of that. I'll slip and put something wrong, and I get mad with myself after I hit send or I reread it. So now I've told myself I'm just going to slow down. Yeah, I want to respond quick, but I want to respond quick accurately and legibly and intelligently. So what else? What's something else you got on it, Mike?
Well, I would say over talking, not listening to the client when you're talking to them, just talking over them and not allowing them to paint an image of what they want. It's good to see what they're saying and meet them at the door, but it's even better to let them express that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to listen. You want to be listening, because what you do is, as I learned this as an Air Force recruiter, if you just listen to my story, I got 1,700 jobs. But if you listen to people, they will give you information to turn around and use against them.
Every time.
If you just, they'll tell you how to sell them if you just listen. And sometimes we want to tell about, man, I saw a great one the other day about saying about equipment. I should have saved that picture. But nobody cares about your equipment. Nobody cares about your lighting. People care about what you're going to do as a DJ, your experience, and what you're going to bring to their event. Nobody care about, I got some DSAs, I got some, whatever the case may be, some dials, some I don't know, whatever, anything, QSCs, KV1s, whatever you want to say. But they don't know nothing about equipment. You got to sell them on the experience and your talent and what you're going to do for their event.
Mm-hmm. Because how many times have you been in a situation where someone that you were DJing for came up and did an equipment check? I want to see what type of controller you're using. I want to see what brand of lights you're using.
Hold on, time out. I think that happens a lot, but it's usually other DJs in the room, not the people that hired you.
I understand that part. I understand that.
People come up all the time. Hey, I just want to check your rig out, or I want to see what you're working with.
Yeah.
I used to DJ back in 1912. So you get that all the time. But I mean, but yeah, you're right. Not many people that hire you go come up there and say, okay, let me check out. He has QSC. Oh, he's got some totems. They're not the silver kind. They're the black kind with the metallic. He has some white scrims on them. Wow, he had some what's those EV uplights? Okay, those are the wedges. No, they're not gonna do that, man. They don't have a clue. You gotta tell them, you gotta educate them on what you're gonna do for the experience of the event, not what kind of equipment you got. Nobody care about that.
Yeah, and whether we accept it or not, what we're doing is equivalent to doing what Picasso did. We're painting
a picture.
A picture that's relatable to them. We're painting. And if you're not a good painter, don't get mad when somebody don't buy your painting.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah. You gotta. Whew, it's a lot of artwork. There's a lot goes into that artwork, man. And if you don't handle it right, that could be another thing. I think something else too is just not being relatable. Sometimes you and the client don't click. Sometimes, you may not even know it, but you rub them the wrong way or you say something. I mean, I think I'm sure I've done it before. I probably said things that I
I've
shouldn't
been
have.
there.
So now I try to always keep that foot guard, keep from putting my foot in my mouth. And I really just shut up and listen. I let them bury themselves. And once they tell me what they want, man, I'm gonna give you all of that and some more. I'm piling it on. Okay, you said you want this. Okay, this is what I do. I had a bride today ask me, how are you do you play off a playlist where you play it in order? Oh, Mike, the door was open. No, man. What we actually do is we take your list, we go through the songs, we figure out what's great for the time to dance. I look at those, I put them in BPM order, and I build the room and sprinkle in some magic that I know will work. And I build the room. I don't go from 128 to 92 to 68. I build a room. And she was like, oh my God. So, I mean, if you know your craft and you can tell them, because sometimes they do think they're smarter than you or they got something on you, they're going to try to ask you a trick question that somebody else told them. But you got to know, no, ma'am, I'm not going to play those songs in order. No, I'm not a jukebox. I'm going to take your list, analyze it, put it in my system, and I'm going to build that dance floor, build that energy. And when I see y'all tired, your feet hurt, and you need a break, and somebody got their towel on the side of their head, I'm going to play a slow song and bring it back down. Then next thing you know, in a couple songs, I'm going to be trying to kill you again. So, no, I'm not a jukebox. I mean, but I'm going to let you speak because, I can go in on that somewhat.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate the soft tone. I said, I don't know if I'm on a slow jam show or what, but I appreciate how you just explained that. Yeah, and how you explain that, because that's true. And going back to just the core of that, you said enough to get them to tell you everything that you needed to know. And then you built around that. You didn't go nowhere else. You stayed right there and you operated in that vein until they decided to go in another direction.
Yeah, and I did tell her too. I said, you know what? If you want me to stand there and play them in order, I can do that. But I'm guaranteed your dance floor is going to look bad. It's going to be horrible because I'm jumping around. I'm losing people. People. What's wrong with the DJ? So no, ma'am. It would be in a BPM. I'm gonna tell you BPMs. Well, that's beats per minute. That means that we're gonna build the energy in the room until we get ready to bring it back down to something slower, slow it down. But it won't be me jumping all over the place, playing this, playing that. It would be a steady build of your list incorporated with some stuff I want to sprinkle in and some requests. Now, if you come up here as the person that hired me and say, hey, I want you to play this right now. Okay, we're going to one beat, mix it in because you wrote the check. So I'm going to do that because you asked me to do it. Mm-hmm. So it can go a lot of different ways, but you gotta, you just gotta, be what they say. So you got anything, anybody got anything they want to throw on that?
Yeah, if y'all have something
y'all want to throw on that, throw it in there. Something y'all deal with because you deal with all kind of stuff, and then I don't always think it's price. Now a lot of people want to say number one is price. I
don't agree with that.
No, because you can sell anything to anybody. You can make somebody want a Maserati that can only afford a Volkswagen because they see something in what you're doing, and then they're going to try to figure out a way to get what you got. If they can't get the total package, okay, well, can you do this for me just as long as I have your service? But they're not going to understand the value. You have to sell your value. You have to put value in what you're bringing to the table.
And you can't honestly say it's price if you haven't did your part. It's really not about price. It's about you painting that picture. It's about you making that connection. It's about you helping them to see themselves in your product.
Yeah.
And if you are not able to paint that picture, it kind of makes it hard for them to see value in your service. You may say it's price. Now, some people, it is about the price. But I think there's far less that it's about the price other than they couldn't relate to you. and they felt like your service was not relatable to what they were looking for.
There's a good comment in here, Mike. Couples are demanding, excuse me, y'all, and micromanaging you during the wedding. You know what that is? That's your fault because you didn't get that understood before you came to that event. Now, yeah, sometimes they may tell you they're not going to do something, but they will. But what you have to do is already know what kind of customer you're dealing with. And that's where we can have the right to step away. Okay, you're not someone I want to work with because I don't want somebody telling me how to DJ their party. And why is AJ bomb shacking our show?
Is that I thought that was AJ.
That's AJ, man. Come on.
Hey, I'm glad you all, as you're riding home and as you have did your dope review on the Red 7.
We can't wait to see it.
Yeah. We're waiting to see it.
Yeah, so
we're going to do a review in a minute on the DJ battle.
Yeah, and don't be a money hawk. Just because somebody comes and you can tell this is bad, especially when you got mamas who think it's their wedding anyway. That's a true sign. Okay, I need to bail. Okay, let me pull my chute, or let me make the price so astronomically high that they be like, and if they pay it, okay, you just got to grin and bear and deal with it. I hate to say that, but that might be what you have to do. Yep. So don't be afraid to walk away and say no either. So
sometimes you got to walk away. Because every event is not for you.
No, it's not.
You know,
and sometimes you know that as soon as you get there, and the bride's still walking around with her robe on, telling you what to set up. And did you bring this? Are you playing this?
Jeff, you almost choked me with that.
You know I ain't lying, because if you get one like that, you should have been like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. We're going to pack up the stuff, and you're on your own.
I done been there, bro.
Oh yeah, robe on, rollers in hair.
Yeah.
What we doing?
Yeah.
What's the first song you gonna play when we start the party?
Yeah. You know,
makeup
half done. All of that.
Yeah, you're right. This is a whole different level with moms that pay for weddings. Yep. And some of them can be cool. They just got some things they want to see happen for their daughter. I got a couple now that moms are making them payments. So, I'm talking to mom, but I always tell them, hey, look, I want to have your daughter make these decisions on the songs and the music and stuff. Feel free to throw in whatever you want to, but please let this be your daughter's wedding. Don't, I know you're paying for it. You got the big chiola, whatever we want to call it, but please, please, please let your daughter have her day.
Oh, yeah.
And then, man, you just have
the bomb.
Hey, can I throw this one in unless you got something else on this?
No, go ahead, bro.
I just made a post on Facebook. It was a YouTube post. I hope you saw it, but you probably didn't. But it said that just because it's loud don't mean it's good.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about the headline. Why? I mean, quality sound. You should get from behind the booth, go walk around and see if you sound like a squealing dog, or your tweeter is, or your highs are so high that it could cut a diamond.
It's cracking
the bride's ring. So you gotta professional. There's levels to this, man. Just because it's loud don't mean it sounds good.
Well, I'm gonna say this here, Jeff. I'm gonna look at it from the other perspective.
Okay.
From another perspective. And I think that it's safe to say, whether we agree or not, that a lot of us really don't have the educational backing behind us and understanding how to set up sound. And some of us, we may think we know something just because we got high dollar equipment that we really don't know. And it's easy to blow somebody's head off behind the DJ booth and you really can't hear what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And just because a corner in the back of the room don't have it pinging off the wall, it don't have to be loud. Come on, man. I mean, just So I mean, I walk in sometimes. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Why does it sound? You have no control, no bass, no nothing, and it's horrible. But yet and still, you got the music playing at the highest decimal I ever seen in my life, and it don't sound good. And people are dancing at the back of the dance floor, and you wonder why? Because you beating them across the head. And just because it's turned all the way up don't mean it sounds good. But please, if you get a chance, watch the video I posted. It's kind of funny, but it's a good little video about redlining. Walk the room. I mean, Jorge told me some stuff. We was at when we worked at counter. Get out the booth, go walk the room, see what people bobbing their head to. Go check your crowd so you know what's working and what's not working. And how's it sounding? Because if it's too loud or they can't, do that. Walk around, look. But I just wanted to throw that in for free, Mike.
Oh, well, nothing is for free, but however you want to look at that. But
it is for this point right now. We need some subscribers. Please hit the subscribe button. We got to monetize this thing eventually, though, man.
Yeah.
But right now, we just spreading truth and trying to educate old, young, new, veteran, rookie DJs on how to work the industry. But what else you got in your bag of topics over there, Mike?
Yeah. Man, it's just so much running through my head.
Has there been anything in the group that we need to hit on that people have brought up this week? We can jump in the group real quick and look. I know everybody always got a topic in there about something.
Yeah. How are you liking the stems since you sorry y'all, Jeff just out of it's been 2 centuries.
I'm loving it so much. I am sitting at the computer working, playing with stems, and I was playing some gospel, taking the words out of the gospel today. I said, oh my gosh, I have it. Yeah, it's trouble coming. I'm gonna make some magic. I mean, when I can hit a button and let them sing over, and I don't have to bring the music down, or I don't have to quieten the room, and they can still be on beat. Man, there's so many things you can do with that. I just don't. But you got to have a passion for this craft. And like you say, you told me the reason why I'm suffering and Boogie just murdered me. He probably got me. He put on headstone, killed by DJ Boogie. Brandon Hunter just absolutely murdered me. He was at an event I went to, man. He was stemming and killing it, man. And I texted him, like, bro, can you stop with the stems? Can you stop with the mixing? Just stop. He said, Jeff, I'm just up here doing work. And then at the show the other night, man, when he did that We Will Rock You and Wipe Me Down, brother. And then Cuff It with You Gonna Break My Soul. Man, come on. That's just the magic that we can create with this stuff, man. That's just the magic. And yeah, I'm happy that I have it now. They got to get better. I'm going to try it out this weekend because I love it too because it just works on my computer. It's not having any problems. You just hit a button and it's good to go. I can hear vocal sound, instrumental, drums. I love it when you can take out the harmony and the vocals and just leave them drums in there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, them drums be setting it off, don't it?
It is sick. I'm like, why are they keeping? They almost got me though, man. I almost bought something, but now they done messed up because I don't have to buy no new equipment. Yeah, I would like the new toys where you could double separate them and have your vocals or your instrumental on one. And I would love to have that, but why do I need to spend $1,500 when I can play with it on my DDJ 1000, until I get to a point where I need another one. But I thank you, Record Box. If anybody out there, please, Father, thank you for allowing them to do. And then, Mike, what was so dirty about it, they released the controller, probably had all them pre-orders, and then it's right there in the update that we got it. They ain't tell nobody that. Nobody, no newsletter, no nothing. So here it is. I'm over here counting my pennies, trying to scrap my pennies. Okay, I'm gonna go on and order me one, put it on lock, calling Justin in New York. Hey, Justin, you got one? Because I'm gonna go ahead and make that purchase if you got one. Luckily, he told me no, because I probably would have had one on the way. But the thing is, they could have told us that we were gonna have scams from the get-go. Oh, they got us. They got us, man. They dirty. That's a straight dirty. Oh, Jeff, by the way, you don't have to buy a new controller, Flex 10, because it's already on your controller. All you have to do is download it and update your thing to 6.7 record box, and it's right there. It's called Track something. So I downloaded. I'm like, oh my God, there it is. I have it. I could have had it on the 23rd. I could have used it for my wedding in New Orleans, but no, they didn't tell me that. But I'm happy, man. And you know how long I've been over here biting my tongue, mad with the world because we don't have stint. Or just disappointed in Record Box that they waited so long. And then the version we have is not the greatest, but I'm just glad we have it. So I don't have to tell you or ask somebody else to make me an instrumental of a song. Or, I can just do it myself and make sure I twist and tweak them knobs and make sure it's right. And yeah, so it's crazy because now we pretty much got instant karaoke too. If you know the words, we can just stem you and go for it.
Yeah, we can give you a stimulus.
Stimulus. What'd you say you was gonna call me today, DJ? What? DJ Stimmy something.
I forgot, bro. I forgot.
Mike still sticking the knife in me. I got it, and he's still over here trying to kill me.
Little Stimmy.
Little Stimmy, yeah. Hey, I feel real Stimmy. I feel real good because, man, like I say, I had Record Box up all day doing contracts, doing stuff. Okay, let me see what this sounds like with stems. Let me see what this. Okay, I can hit that right there and come out with that. Oh my God, what can I do with that? And what's so great about stems is, man, acapellas are usually faster. They're not really the same beat, but on a stem, you got a true beat. Yeah. You got the same true beat, man. So I'm like, whew.
And even though the beat is not playing, and I don't know how it is on Record Box, but on Serato, it's grayed out, but you can still see the waveforms.
Yeah, they got it like that. Well, it might be different on my DDJ. I haven't looked at it completely like that, but it's there where it does different things to let you know which one is doing. So, yes, sir. And then you can put the buttons on your buttons too. And
so you map your board already?
Come on now. Yeah. Mike, as soon as I saw that video, I was like, you saw me taking pictures, stems downloading. Stems downloading. Yeah. We're loading.
I got about 15 texts within a minute. I said, boy,
I felt cheated, man. Just like I think they cheated everybody on that SRT 1000. They cheated Pioneer. But they gave them the same board, and then they still cheated them again because they gave Record Box people more stuff than they did Pioneer. So I don't know. It's what you like. I moved the Record Box when the S1000 came out, and I fell in love. And now I don't have to go back because you were pulling me. You was like, come on, Jeff, come on over to the Serato side again. But the Lord said, be patient, my son.
Wait.
I will wait, and I will. Yeah. And he did, and he took care of
it. Yeah. I'm glad he did because I told you it was like the scene of Rocky when Apollo got killed. They was throw in the towel. How about you? I said, boy, Polar Jeff, he just studied. I said he's standing up. He taking his licks though.
I'm gonna take it. I ain't got no. I'm good.
I know it's hurting him though. Creatively, it
was. It was hurting my little feelings. I was like, man, they just don't care about us.
Yeah.
And I will. Let's. Here's a question in here. Let's talk about the Firestarter.
Okay.
Who comes in and you saw that post today by Mr. Firestarter about. Do you let clients decide what music package they want to pick? Like I guess what kind of music they want you to play. Trying to say, but I agree with him in some aspect. If you don't know the music and you don't do the necessary homework, yes, hire a DJ that knows the music. And that's pretty much we can say on that one, unless you got some on that.
Well, I'm just saying it's kind of twofold. I'm just saying I always want to give my clients the option to tell me what they like. And I always have a conversation in regards to, let's not forget that you're hosting an event. Even though it's your wedding, you're asking people to come celebrate with you. Mm-hmm. So if we just only play the songs that you like, and if that's not a clear, or if that's not a representation of the people that's in the room, and we're going to lose them. And normally when it's that type of situation, they leave after either dinner or after they have a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And I said, I recommend that we take what you like and we find what the audience like, and we mix that all up and make it into a beautiful pot of stew.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that way we're sure that everybody has a good time.
I guess we're in the same studio one night. We're going to have to break out the lab coats and have a little fun. Yeah. Get into that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah,
because that's, and that's my point. I want to know what they like because that tells me, what they like, and B, maybe it gives me an idea of what the people may like that they invited, because you do have times where the bride and groom or the birthday girl or whoever are in tune with the other people.
Yeah.
And so I don't think that it would be smart to just throw that information away and not accept that information. I would agree with that. Okay, we got a good question here. Not a question, but I always ask my clients to put together a playlist of songs they want, and then the same people that they have sent RSVPs to get them to fill out a little card with 3 songs that they want to party to, and use those records to build a playlist, which is a good idea also, because I send out a link also that they can send to their clients. Here, you can read this next one.
I can. Now, don't get me wrong. They don't always do it. What if they do it, and it normally turns out great because you know your guest better than I know you're getting. I don't know who wrote that, but what the holy heck? Help me translate.
Now don't get me wrong. They always do it.
What if they do it?
What if they do it and normally turns out great because you know your guest better than I know?
Yeah, it
turns out great, and they know their guests better than you do.
Okay, because I was like, wait a minute. So I get it, but yeah, that can happen, and that's what you're trying to create, something because they know these people better than you do. So you want to create something where you're relatable, and they can tell you a little bit about their friends and give you some input. That's a great idea, and sometimes it works. Sometimes it falls on his face because what people want to hear, or think other people want to hear, is hot garbage and not dance music.
Yeah, and that does happen. I've gotten some lists that were straight party killers.
PKs, baby, and not preaching kids. Party killers.
Straight party killers.
I'll read this one too. I always remind the client that I'm playing to your guests. This is the biggest party they are ever going to throw. Don't ruin the evening by forcing your playlist without taking the guest taste into consideration. Yep. And I heard this from somebody. I don't know if it might have been Mike, but it said it's not the ceremony and all of that is your time. The reception belongs to you and your guest. So yep. Yep. So you can, it's all they got to include them because you don't want them packing up, like you said, leaving after the cake or after whatever. Okay, we did the anniversary dance, whatever we're gonna do, and they gone. Yeah. So
that was a good one, Jeff. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So do you have you been in a situation where you've been given strict instructions to not go from or divert from their playlist?
We all have.
And how does that make you feel being in that situation if their playlist is killing the vibe?
I look at I'm like, really? But you're there to please your customer. But I really try to, look at them, talk to them. No, don't change it. I had a guy do that when we were back in the CD thing. He gave me like 10 CDs. Play these in a row. Just let them play. Man, it was bombing so bad. Finally, he just came up and said, okay, you know what? You're right. I said, bro, because there's no vibe. There's no feel to it. The songs you like playing. And, a lot of times they'll bag off of it because I know somebody else was telling me the other day they had somebody that gave them a playlist and then eventually matter of fact, it might have been Terrence. We was in New Orleans, and this girl gave him it was a list, and he was just standing there watching it play. And but finally she said, "Hey, you know what? Come on, do your thing." So I think sometimes they realize that wasn't the best idea, and they back off. What about you?
Well, yeah, I've been in that situation, and I'm not going to lie to you. It's very painful for me because I'm looking at the people in the room, and I see the pain in their face. and and I feel like King Kong and change, you know, and it's like, you know, free me.
Free me. Let me go. Let my hands
Yeah.
go. Let this brain do work.
Yeah. And I will say this, just from that experience, I don't think that I would go with someone that's what they want me to do moving forward. I don't want to be in that type of situation. You know, I just, you know, me as a DJ, I don't want to be in that type of situation to where I'm forced to kill a party because it's killing my image as well. Because people are not going to say, "Oh, well, Bessie Lou, that's what she chose." No, they're going to say the DJ sucks.
Yeah.
And one thing that I would say, and this is a question: do you think that people really? Let me see how I want to ask this. And I'm not saying that skills are not important. Your DJ skills are not important. But do you think it's the skill or the way that you play the music with the skill that grabs people?
Oh wow. I mean, knowing the market that we're in and how people are, and they're really not totally educated, I would have to say it's both, because you can skillfully play stuff and not mix it, but you are at the potential loss of losing your dance floor every time you don't mix a song together. But I won't say anything and say, I mean, it's not great, but wow, there's just so much more you can do and where you can take people if you know how to put them together and make them just keep dancing. But like you told April in your class, I can keep you dancing for 20 minutes and you never even know the song changed. But if you can't do that, they're going to always know when the song changed.
Yes. And totally correct.
Do you agree with that? There are two things the guests remember: the food and the entertainment.
Well, I definitely agree with the entertainment. And they will remember the food. I can't argue with that. I know the entertainment they're going to remember. The food, I don't know.
I went to my first wedding as a guest in maybe 5 years last year. I remember the DJ Sucked. I would have DJed for free if they would ask me. That's how bad he was. And you always remember good food too. You remember bad food. The food was horrible. Now we gotta go get something to eat. So, because we ain't getting nothing to eat at the wedding. So yeah, I think those two are important. I think everybody remembers the bride's dress and, you know, colors and the table settings and all that. But yeah, I would think 1 and 2 would be food and the DJ. Yeah, Mr. Derby, come on back with us. Come on.
I got people trying to get in the show and they say the link doesn't work.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, guys, and I'm getting hit left and right, and we got people trying to come in, and the link is not working. But when I was into cake and so forth, I did remember the food.
even though you're not eating it, you probably still remember the food because you know how the guests are. If all the plates are just pushed to the middle and anybody you know it's horrible. Like we'll go somewhere, we're like, man, I can't wait. You know, and then you get excited when you know a good caterer. Whenever I see Patriotic Pig or Chef Jolie or some of these other caterers, I get super excited because I know I'm going to have a good meal. So, you know, even as a vendor, you know who you want to work with and what's going to be good and what's going to be bad. Yep. So, Mike, see if you can get them in, man. See if you can get them in.
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Yeah. I was trying to find us another topic since Mary got tied up and we kind of got thrown off for a minute.
Yeah, it's weird, man. This is weird.
Yeah, because we ain't never had a problem with the link before. So what are your thoughts on this scaling? Like building a team? How do you look at that when it
When you
comes
say building
like building a crew of DJs? Do you have any thoughts on multi-opting, or you just? I mean, I know you do it a little bit, but not a whole bunch. But what are your thoughts?
I think it's important for growth, depending on, I mean, what success for your company looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're not solely, but if you're looking to build and get bigger, you have to do that. You have to be a multi-op and have other, skilled DJs. But when I look at that, I think having other DJs is a very important thing, because you want to have DJs that can represent your company the way that you want it to be represented.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very important thing. It's almost like building a football team.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna go sign a running back that's been in the league for 15 years. You know that his legs ain't under him no more. His legs gone. But hear me out.
I'm listening.
That's like you're not going to want to sign a DJ up that just started and don't even know his way around a controller. Don't even know what BPM mean.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, and that's why it's continuously learning thing for us, because we're putting stuff in place for protection. Or education and protection, to try to make sure guys operate on the same level and understand the importance of things. Sometimes sometimes they still don't get it, man. And then I don't know. It's tough. Yep. So do any of you guys have a check-in system for your DJs to know they're on site, that they're ready to go? Or do you just play scared, just pray that they did what they were supposed to do? How do you handle it when you have somebody out for you, Mike?
Well, I do check in.
Mm-hmm.
I have to check in and I make sure that they have everything that's needed for that event. If there's a playlist, if there's a wedding, the order of the songs, what should be played, and we go over all of that. I make sure that they have everything that they need to have, so they don't have to guess.
Yeah.
Guessing is not an option. Not knowing is not an option.
Yeah.
Half doing it is not an option.
Yeah.
Not caring is not an option. Not dressing correctly is not an option.
Yeah.
Wearing the wrong type of shoes, wearing the wrong type of clothes, all of that is not an option. And when you look at branding, even if you're working for someone else, don't think that you're getting away and that nobody won't remember you, because they will remember you as well and say that you suck.
Yeah.
And that can follow you.
Yeah. Who's that said drinking that's Jeff? Yeah. I agree with that, Jeff. But
I agree too. Nothing like a drunk DJ, Jeff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Nothing like a drunk
that's
DJ.
Horrible. Yeah.
Man, you can't go and drink on somebody's job.
Yeah.
You can't go to work. Say you doing customer service. You can't be up there slurring and
well, I'm good, man. I only had 2.
Yeah. Too many. Bye. Yeah. But no, I think that's a big thing, Jeff, when it comes to hiring someone to represent your brand. And I think it's a common courtesy. It starts with self. If you're a DJ and you're building your own business, you need to care about how you look and what you do and how you do it.
Yeah, and you have to be the example for your company. You can't expect them to do right and you're not doing right. You can't expect them to go above and beyond and you're what I like to call a minimalist. I'm gonna do the minimalist amount of work to get the maximum amount of pay. So I hate minimalists. When I was at the post office, I had so many of those guys. They wanted to do the minimalist amount of work for the most amount of pay. Okay, I want my overtime, but I don't want to do nothing. I want this. No, man, you got to pull your weight just like everybody else, So, yep. Well, I was going to give them a couple seconds, see if anybody had anything they want to throw in here, any topics, anything y'all want to, before we jump into the last topic of the evening that we're going to get into for a little bit.
Yeah, please, if you have any comments, concerns, topics, suggestions, or any of the above. Yes, but that's a big thing, man. Branding is so important.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
So important.
Mm-hmm. Well, look like everybody's shy, so let's just get on into it, man. Let's get into the recap of that great, the great.
Yeah, I can't see this person. Who is that, Jeff?
That's Jeff.
Oh, thank you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's get on into this topic.
Yeah, the DJ battle.
Yeah.
If we can get a show of yes in the chat room of who attended. We know that Jeff
was supposed to be there. He's supposed to be a judge.
Yeah, something happened. Something happened. Hey, we didn't get to see you, Jeff. It was a great one. You would have loved it.
Yes, it was really good, man. It was really, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I appreciate the hard work that a lot of the DJs put in. And even the guy, Peter, who won, said that he appreciated his wife putting up with him practicing every night, for 2 weeks up to the time that it came in. He actually said that. Yes. Well, Jeff, I have the raw footage. I'm going to try to go through and edit a little bit of it. I'm going to put it on Google Drive probably tomorrow and share it with everybody. So if you want to watch it, it goes from the time Mike started DJing until we actually went into the show, to the first 2 DJs that went up, Theo and Nate. So, Mike, where do you want to go with this? What do you want to talk about on this?
Well, for me, I really appreciated seeing all of the guys and girls, that all of the men and ladies.
What a great turnout. It was a great turnout. Great turnout.
Good. Yeah, it was great. And
you missed a great event. Good food by Fowling. And they were the best hosts. And it was just wonderful. They just gave us full reign of the place. And I think that's where we're going to have the next one at. And I don't want to do it more than once a year. I think once a year is good. I don't think that's something you need to do twice a year, but I'm not in charge of everything that happens in the world. So I will just help out where I can.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea to do it
twice a year,
but you can do something different with it.
Like what?
I'm just thinking about how can we get people out like that where we can gather.
Yeah.
Even if we did a jam-a-thon or something. You know.
And next time we can shake it up. Okay, here's 10 songs. Play these 10 songs. Any order you want to. We won't put them in crazy BPM, but we'll give them something like 90 to 98. And, here you go. Here's these 10. Put them together. That way you can see originality and because they could have practiced those sets and they could have been so used to them that they couldn't mess up.
Yeah.
So they did that at Mobile Beat, and, they were telling guys, hey, drop something else in. Man, I saw people run away from the booth and go stand on top of speakers so they wouldn't have to mix another song in because they had practiced that set so much. If you're a true DJ, you can, man, and I think they were at about 105 or this is how we do it or something like that. It wasn't anything crazy. So you could have dug in your crates and found something. So next year, I think we need to tweak the rules. We'll come up with something, but here's 10 songs for your second set. Because we'll let you practice your first set that you got in. Second round is going to be these 10 songs.
I wouldn't even let them practice their first set.
No, because you want them to be able to show you that they put in the work to get to where they're at. Now we want to see what you're going to do when you're not prepared and you have to play something.
I agree.
Yeah. And I thought that was pretty good. And some guys killed it. But
that's good. Yeah. And I will say this. One of the things that I didn't like was there was a lot of songs that were played that were already pre-mixed and recorded to give an element as if there was more going on than what was going on.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that kind of took away from some things because
so that's why I said you give them 10 that are original, raw, no intros, and say, here you go.
Yes.
Here's the 10 songs. Go for it. And, you know, okay, then we can see your originality, your real true showmanship, because you ain't had time to do this. You know the songs, but here it is. You know, even, you know, have them go all over, like from, let's say we started Turn It Down for What, go to This Is How We Do It, you know, just in that range. But you got to mix all those songs in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So those preset, I mean, because I think one of the contestants had it down so good, he knew how many seconds he had to walk away and go away from his turntable.
Oh, yeah.
Which was great. But I mean, that means he put in the work to get there, though. So I'm not going to take away from anybody putting in the work. But I say, here's 10. Let's go.
Yeah, and I agree with that. That brings more of the originality.
Yes.
And that really shows the skill set.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays, you know, you have so many programs where you can do so much with and just make yourself seem like Picasso when you're just a little second grader learning how to paint. You know,
boy, you in that hat going wrong. But I mean, I still think it was great overall. Man.
Oh no, it was good. I
love seeing Theo get in there and do his thing. I think if he wouldn't have missed his first beat mix, he would have had a shot at perhaps advancing. You saw a lot of people putting in the work, like Arturo. Valente is a genius with the tables, but some stuff just doesn't fit the criteria for that contest.
Yeah,
so,
and I really enjoyed Tashawn doing what he did. I think that was awesome. You know, and for those that don't know, Tashawn is a photographer that DJing is his second, you know, second gift or the second thing he do, however we want to word that. His primary thing is a photographer, and DJing is a love that he had. He got all the way to the finals.
Yeah. But what it was, he was a purist in that form and sense of mixing, because he wasn't trying to do tricks and all that other kind of stuff. He was just purely mixing songs, coming in and out of them smoothly, hitting the tracks. And like I told him, he kind of talked to me. I said, hey, man, you got to, how can I put it? You got to involve the audience. Yeah, you can play stuff that you like and love, but you also have to play songs that your audience can sing along with to get them involved, keep them hyped, make them remember. So, I mean, there's no true science to it, but I really am super proud of what he did. And for him to be a photographer, to take the time, and I don't know who taught him, if it was Rick or Lance or whoever did, but he put in the work and he became an actual DJ. He is probably better than a lot of folks that's out here doing this full time. And he put in the work. How many of us are going to go put in the work to be a full-time photographer or get into the photography industry and really pour our heart into it? Hell, we won't even pour our heart into this, let alone being a photographer. So we won't get too, you know, pull me back, Mike. But you know what I mean.
Pull you back. Keep going.
But no, it was good, and everybody was great. I mean, there was nobody that was horrible. It was just, you know, I think you get shaky or you get scared, and then you in front of 50 Dallas Knights, people watching you that know who you are in the business and what you are in the industry. They know, and you know, everybody's watching. So it's sphincters got tight, you know.
We had some people, you know, nerves, you know, got a little jumpy. I had told Jeff, I said in the beginning, I was kind of a little jumpy, and I had to check myself. Like, what are you doing?
I had the camera on you like you was at the house making a reel. So what was you nervous about?
But, you know, sometimes you can get in your own head. You know?
Oh yeah, I mean, I totally agree. Yeah. You start worrying about, okay, am I gonna do this? Am I got this? Did I practice this right? It's a lot. So I admire every person that got in there and got in the competition.
Yeah. And the crazy thing for myself, Jeff, it was none of that. I wasn't worried about what I wasn't going to do or how I was going to do it. It was just my nerves that a certain level of excitement and just nerves being in the room with a lot of people that I like and I respect, and I'm like,
you don't want, the main thing is you don't want to disappoint. And I'll say this to jump off the subject. The hardest thing for me to do is DJ for people I already know, because I don't want to disappoint them. You've heard great things about me. You paid this money. I don't want to disappoint them. So it's tougher for me to DJ for my family, for a close friend, than it is for somebody I don't know, because I go into every show, even those, I don't want to disappoint them. But if somebody knows me, church member, friend, classmates, trust me, I do not want to disappoint them. So I give it, that's how I go into every show. I want to make sure, especially if it's somebody I know. Say if I'm doing your wedding or something for you, I'm coming with the heat. I might be nervous in the beginning, but I say once I get going, once you get going, you're good.
Yeah, it's different for me sometimes. It just depends. It's different.
Yeah.
A lot of times I will honestly say this. It's more of I use it as fuel to compete when I'm in that type of situation with people that I know. It's more, I use it for fuel to push me to be precise in everything that I do. But that particular moment, I was just overwhelmed. It was just so much, in the week waiting on it.
It's funny. Okay, like I came to the thing you did. 700 people, almost 800 people in front of you.
Yeah.
You want to work. So like I say, it's being in front of your peers, family and stuff like that is when it makes you the nervous. And I just dropped the question in there. And if anybody want to respond, I'll ask you, Mike, what is the most nervous you have been when about to perform as a DJ?
The most nervous I've ever been goes back 30 plus years. When I learned how to DJ, it was almost like 2 years that I had already knew how to DJ. And I started DJing the summer of my 8th grade. Somewhere before the summer, not the summer, but like when you come out of the Christmas, the Christmas holiday, January, I started DJing. So that next year, when I was in the 9th grade, we got a deal to DJ our junior high schools, dance. Everybody at the junior high school knew me. So it was 3 of us.
So it goes to exactly what I said.
Yeah. It was
peers, the people that you know and respect. Like I said, you jumped up there in front of those 700 people that night and went to work. But then you get in front of us and you get a little tight. I mean, because these people know what you're doing. You can fake it in front of other folks, but your peers, nah, we know. Wait, that was off by a quarter of a beat. He missed that one. Oh, he let that go too long. He did this. We know that because we listening. So just like I sent some of it to my brother. He's like, man, he ain't hit one mix the whole time. I'm like, boy, stop. Because he's a purist too. He's like Tashawn. But I'll tell you mine, Mike. So it was 1984. Graduated high school, been trying to DJ all my life. This wasn't doing an event or anything. This is the first time I ever opened the microphone at a radio station. This is DJ. I couldn't even say nothing. I say, everybody in Hattiesburg, Mississippi is listening to me. But once I got those first, hey, this is DJ JP. I'm here for the afternoon drive. We get ready to rock y'all. Thank y'all for coming on rock with me. We finna do this thing. This is my love. So I want y'all to be here every Saturday with me to go on the show. And from that point on, I was good with radio. But man, that first time I opened that microphone, Mike, I wanted to get up and grab my bag and go back. I was like, am I really? But once I did it, I was good. Because, man, that's my first love, radio, man. I really, oh, my God. But, just think, everybody it'd be crazier here, probably. Everybody in Hattiesburg listening to you. or I mean, everybody in Dallas, you know, hey, Mike finna be on the radio. Now, when I was in Wichita Falls and I was up there on that radio station, I didn't know nobody, maybe people on the base, but I know they weren't listening to no rock station. So, you know, that was easy. Or I had got past my fear by then. But when I got to my next station in Hattiesburg, I was good to go. But man, that was the man, bro. Probably took me 10 seconds to just dead air because I couldn't even.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I did, see, this is a strange part. When it was my time, you know, everybody was dancing. And when I got up there, it's like everybody in the room knew it was me. And they turned around and they went from dancing and came straight to the DJ booth and they're just looking.
Oh, watching.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I was shaking. It was bad. And from that moment, I learned a very valuable lesson. Believe in yourself. And if you put in the work, everything else will take care of itself.
Yeah, that was my scariest moment ever, man. And but now I've been good since then because now it's just open your mouth, say something. Open your mouth, say something. Yeah. But I think it was great, man. I really enjoyed it. I love that LaForce showed up and put 4 DJs in. I hope some other crews do that next time. Hey, if you got some DJs, or I mean, Rick put in one of his DJs. I'm gonna throw out a challenge to some of our DJs next time. I want some of y'all to get in there, man. Put together a set and just, I mean, it is what it is.
It was nice. And you know, the good thing about it, no one was mean. No one was.
Oh no, everybody was super nice to each other. Man.
Everybody was supportive.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about everybody.
Great set, hugging each other after they did.
Oh yeah, man, it was nice, dude. That was one of the nicest events that we've had.
Oh yeah, it was great. Rick and Gus did a good job with a little support from Mike and Theo and a few other people that helped out. But it was great, man.
Yeah, it was. I was proud. I was happy for all of us to be a part of it. You know, it was so good that everybody wants to do it again.
I guess it was good then.
Oh yeah, it was good. So and I would just say this to those that's listening. You know, one of the things, man, that's very important is if education in whatever field that you're in is not an important pillar in your organization or your business, then you really need to rethink what you're doing and how you're doing it. Yeah. And I know we make time for so many other things that we want to do in life, but when it comes time to make time for things that's going to make us better, you know, as DJs or whatever field it is that we're in, we cut corners.
Yeah.
You know, and it's nothing like being in a room with your peers and helping you to be better.
2-piece made an appearance, boy.
I didn't even see it, but that's
she ain't on here. She just texted me something out of control. I'm gonna have to take her phone from her and put her on punishment. She out of control.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. You gonna get a 2-piece. But anyway,
no, it was good, man. I didn't know how it was gonna turn out, and I was a little nervous early because you know we were there early and didn't see anybody. We had a slow crowd,
and then they just start showing up in droves.
Just start showing up.
Yeah. So as I was saying, man, guys, man, y'all have to come out to these type of things and anything that's going to help you to be better at what you do. And if you don't think that being around your peers won't help you, then please rethink that. Please rethink your thinking because you're not right on that one.
No, you're not.
You know, that collective knowledge and experience will always help you in some kind of way.
It was some great fellowship. I got to talk to some people I hadn't talked to in a while. I had a conversation with a few of the Force guys, a couple of other DJs that come out. Hammy and his dad. Hammy brought his dad out for it.
Oh, dude.
Kevin came out with his girlfriend and some other folks. The Force brought their whole team, a whole bunch of their crew out, wives, children, everybody to support. And you just gotta. I mean, Rick had his wife out. My wife had a meeting, otherwise she'd have been there. But it was great, man. I think it's I think it's almost better than some of the galas we didn't have. It was just so good because it was amongst us, and it was just brethren having a good time.
Yeah, and Jaime's dad is 80 something years old. He was there jamming.
Yes, he was, man.
Yeah, I saw a picture where he was like this here. I said, oh. And not only was he jamming, Jaime came up to me and said, hey, my dad was asking about a mixie that you did. How did you mix that Latin song with Kraftwerk?
Yeah.
He said he was asking how did you put
Don Omar with Kraftwerk.
Yeah.
Don Omar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was good. Like I say, Gus and them, they did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna drop the Google Drive. I mean, I'm gonna put it in Google Drive and drop it so everybody can go back and watch. Don't say nothing about the editing. I'm just dropping it because it was a lot going on, a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, raw footage.
Yeah, raw
you
footage.
Don't know what raw means? RAW, raw.
Boy, you crazy.
Whatever you want, that's what happened.
Yeah, but I mean, we got every DJ pretty much that was doing something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was nice. So hopefully, man, those guys, those of you that's on here, we want to see you guys.
Yeah, and I hope Mary's okay or whatever happened to Mary. I hope everything's all right with her. But next week we're gonna have on the great David Osborne. He's the guy who created a DJ training program called The Blueprint. He's a DJ out of Athens, Georgia, home of the Bulldogs. And he is doing some great things, man. He's going to be a speaker at the Marquee Show talking about mixing and other stuff. So you definitely don't want to miss him. Hey, maybe Mary will come on and we'll do them together. But you definitely don't want to miss, excuse me, David next week. He should be really, really good. And he has a program that trains you from the basics all the way to beat matching, to the fact of running your own light shows, DMXing and everything. He has a great program. We have got it and enrolled all of our DJs in it, but I'll let him talk about it next week. But Mike, you got anything else, man? Anything else you want to throw out there?
Other than, man, we enjoy you guys that come on and chat with us, that listen to us. We enjoy your support. We would always love to ask you guys, share. If you have any ideas of what you want to hear, if you want to be a guest on the show,
let us know.
Let us know. We're not opposed to any of that.
No, if you got something you want to talk about, come on the show. Say something.
Yes.
I mean,
But we thank you guys, man, for coming with us. We appreciate your support. We thank you, Gary, for that comment. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Corey.
Lindy,
all of you guys that's out there, Mario,
we appreciate it. But I mean, we're just trying to drop some knowledge, y'all. We're not charging yet, but stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button.
That's it.
You hear, Mike? Hit the subscribe button.
Yep, subscribe. Help us grow. Because if you won't, somebody will.
Yeah. So just think. Next week, though, we got David Osborne on the show, and we're gonna line up. We got some other great guests coming up. I'm gonna do my best to get Rob from MX on the show, the guy that owns the Photo Booth show, and that's in Vegas. I might even try to get Sharon from Wedding MBA, the owner of Wedding MBA, to come on the show. And of course, we can get Keith on. I can talk to him. So if y'all got anybody y'all want us to talk to, we'll reach out to them. There's been some people we reached out to. I guess they don't feel me and Mike are big enough yet, but we're going to continue to grow this thing. And they will probably ask to come on the show one day. So
we'll catch them on the rebound.
Yep. And another good thing we got going for the Harvest of Sound, more than likely, the Two DJs in the Mic podcast is going to be the show interviewers for Harvest of Sound up in Boston. So we'll be doing all the live streaming and talking to everybody after they do their speeches or their presentations, and just interviewing some different DJs from around the country. So looking forward to that. God is continuing to bless us and pour out a blessing. If you just act right, he'll pour out a blessing that you cannot keep into one bucket. He'll give you overflow. So I I'm just gonna keep my head down and I'm gonna keep working.
We're not going to Kansas. We're going to Boston.
Yes, we're going to Boston in December. We're going up there to be the probably do the podcast and the show from there.
So if y'all see the Ricky Bobby hands, you know what it is.
Well, all right, my brother, hit the theme music. It's been a great show. I'll see you tomorrow. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Talk to everybody around. Everybody have a great week, great shows. And remember, we love you, and there's not a darn thing you can do about it.
Peace.